Cows and powerboating have a long history, and this is traditionally celebrated on the August bank holiday weekend, when the powerboat fraternity takes over from the sailors in Cowes and on the Solent. As the petrol heads invaded Cowes and the yacht haven filled with some very sexy looking speed machines, the weather came good and brilliant sunshine rewarded the crowds who had come to indulge their passion for speed. The weekend featured racing for several classes, but the ones everyone had come to see were the throaty monsters racing in the P1 British Grand Prix of the Sea. The first race for the P1 boats was the Round the Island race on Friday. This featured a mass start right in front of the crowds lining the shore, followed by 6 laps of a short inshore course just off the seafront, before the boats headed off for a lap of the island. The P1 boats are all monohulls and are derived from a long history of endurance racing, although now they race around short courses within sight of spectators on the shore. Boats can be petrol or diesel powered, and they race in 2 classes. The Supersport class is for boats with standard production hulls and engines, between 33 and 42 foot long. The engines of diesel powered boats are limited to 6 litres, while petrol engine boats are restricted to 8.3 litres. Boats in Supersport race to a maximum average speed of 75 miles an hour, measured over the whole race distance, and this rule was to cause problems later in the race. The Evolution class is for prototypes between 36 and 43 foot. While these high-powered machines can top out at over 100 miles an hour, the rules set a maximum average speed of 87 miles an hour for the whole race. The early inshore laps of the circuit course saw the Evolution class boat King of Shaves take the lead from the off. Wetpunkt.com was forced out early with a blown turbine, leaving Outer Limits, OSG and Faneplast to contest the lead among the Evolution boats. At the finish back at Cowes, Faneplast thought they'd won, but they fell foul of a speed limit penalty. The winner was decided in a nail-bitingly close finish between Lucas Oil's Outer Limits and King of Shaves, with Outer Limits just getting to the checkered flag half a boat length ahead of King of Shaves. The Italian team OSG finished in 3rd. Confusion reigned at the finish for the Supersport class as boats slowed to try to avoid a time penalty. Judging it to perfection though were Jackie Hunt and Mike Shelton in Extreme Boat, who took the checkered flag with Sunlick Beer getting 2nd ahead of Voom Voom in 3rd. The main supporting act for the P1 boats over the weekend was the Honda Formula 4 Stroke Series, which was contesting the penultimate round of their 5-round championship. The Honda Series is the UK's largest offshore powerboat championship and has 2 classes of boats, with the 150 horsepower class being the smaller. These 21-foot powerboats are powered by Honda 150 horsepower engines and are raced as a strict one design class. 19 boats competed in Cowes, with the series leader Solcombe Racing looking to hold on to its 5-point lead and fight off Premier Crew and Lings Racing, which were their closest challengers. The 150 horsepower class raced 11 laps around a short oval course between Cowes and Gurnard, with the action close inshore and easily seen by spectators lining the beach. The hot, calm conditions were perfect for powerboat racing and spectating, and the crowds were treated to some great racing. David Cowley and Chris Jari in Lings Racing, who were lying 3rd in the series before this weekend, seemed to be a crew on a mission. While the fleet battled it out behind them, they took the lead and worked hard to keep Jerry MacArthur and Johnny 12trees in Solcombe Racing in their wake. At the finish, it was Lings Racing taking their first win in the series, with Solcombe Racing 2nd and Cider Days in 3rd. The big brother to the 150 class is the Honda 225 class. These 26-foot machines are bigger and more powerful, and they raced over a slightly longer course with 13 laps of a track. Series leader going into this event was the West Country team of Gavin Parsonage and Nathan Libby aboard Negotiator. They would face a tough challenge from the local all-girl team of Shelley Jory and Libby Keir aboard Ray Marine, who are past champions in this class. Negotiator led from the off, with Ray Marine chasing in their wake, as the others in the 18-boat fleet battled for the lesser positions. The fleet raced at speeds up to 90 miles an hour as they tore around the oval course, watched by a large spectator fleet as well as the spectators on shore. The leaders were setting such a pace that they lapped the back markers, but everywhere in the fleet there were close battles going on. Some pushed too hard, like Power of Dreams Germany, which had a scare when they spun out as they rounded a turning mark. At the finish, it was Negotiator taking the checkered flag ahead of Ray Marine. Rupert Pugh and Danny Whitfield in ITV4 Fearless worked their way through the field to take third place, ahead of Rhys Evans and Hayden Evans in Solcombe Honda Specialists. Conditions were again perfect on Sunday for the final round of the weekend's Honda Series racing. This time it was Shelley Drury and Libby Keir in Ray Marine who led from the start, but they were being hotly pursued by Negotiator, who were determined to end the weekend with maximum points. In perfect racing conditions, the crowds were treated to some great action, with lots of close racing and overtaking, especially at the turning marks, where so much could be lost or gained. For 7 laps, Ray Marine held off Negotiator's challenge, but in the end the pressure was too much, and one mistake let the series leader through and into a lead they would not relinquish. At the finish, it was Negotiator taking the honours, with Ray Marine in second and ITV4 Fearless in third, ahead of Airwaves Claygate. The second round of the weekend's P1 Grand Prix took place on Sunday around the inshore oval course. Lucas Oil Outer Limits has secured its maiden victory in the Evolution class on Saturday, and now they were out to make it a double. Under intense pressure from King of Shaves, they twice retook the lead from their arch rivals, with the gap rarely more than 5 seconds throughout the 54-mile race. Tight circuit racing doesn't favour all the P1 boats, especially those with diesel engines, but it certainly suited the 2 American craft. Behind these two, another great battle was being fought out for third place between Wetpunkt.com and OSG. OSG finally came out on top at the last buoy to take third on the day and in the overall points for the Grand Prix. In the Supersport class, Jackie Hunt and Mike Shelton were also on a mission to secure a second victory on their home waters, and they charged off the line utilising all the 1,000 horsepower available to them. This team usually prefers rough water, but they love racing on the Solent and have a great track record here. Behind them, Sunlick Beer, the Anglo-Chinese boat, was moving through the field and overtook VoomVoom.com on lap 4 to take second place and put pressure on Extreme Boat. At the finish, Extreme Boat took the flag in Supersport, ahead of Sunlick Beer, with Roscioli Hotels Roma taking third place. The win for Extreme Boat's crew on their home waters moved them into the lead of a championship with just 2 events to go. We spoke with Jackie and Mike right after the prize giving.
This is a bit like deja vu, isn't it, guys?
It is, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, we came into the race, we've had a lot of engine problems unfortunately this year and just a lot of bad luck, and I honestly came into this event thinking, well, don't expect the same thing again because it's probably not going to happen, and to come out as we have done today, it's just phenomenal. It's a dream come true for us.
Because you had problems coming into the race, didn't you? You weren't leading the championship at the time, which is unlike you, but you also had prop problems, I gather.
We did have major prop problems. We broke a prop in Germany, and the props we have take about 4 to 6 weeks to get replaced. So we ordered this pair. They sent them to us quickly, and they turned up and they were absolutely useless. So we couldn't use them. So I spent about 3 days on the phone to everybody I know in the States trying to get another set of props, and they turned up on Tuesday this week. So we've been racing with 2 brand new sets of props, one for around the island, one for today, and luckily it's worked out really well for us. So we're very happy with that.